my mama would have whooped my ass if she ever heard me say the N-word. Nobody could say it, even, no matter what race she was in my house. But if I said it, oh man, I'd have got whooping out of this world. So, but not cussing is like, well, if I'm not gonna cuss, I'm gonna use my church, you know what I'm saying, language. I'm definitely not gonna say the N-word. And going back to your earlier question, that's my biggest advice to any white person that's in the world, period, but navigating in a black entertainment industry or in a black culture is just don't say the N-word.
Yeah.
And that's not just to white people, to any non-black people, just don't say the N-word.
Yeah.
And it's very hard for a lot of people for some reason. It's never been hard for me. I never wanted to. I never felt the urge to. I never was like, oh, I just wish I could say it. Oh, I want to say it one time. You know, it's never been like that for me, but that's probably why I never said the N-word.
To the state of that, though, and I want to take this time to kind of explain from my experience, like being a black man, I don't think a lot of cultures realize the state of oppression that word comes with. And, you know, when you have experienced the things that I've experienced, you have many relationships with different people. And one of the most interesting, impactful conversations that I had was with a white man about, you know, racism. And this is a person who is a mentor of mine. And he was like, well, I don't think anybody should say it because he was telling this to me. He was asking, do you think black people are aware of how other people see them when they say it around them?
So and that's a me perspective. Me. You say it, I can't. You,
for
whatever.
Sure. I never thought about that. I never looked at it and it's like, bro, you're in a business dynamic, and you say it, and then boom, that automatically eliminates a lot of responses that could be had.
Yeah.
Then when you talk about the creativity, the range of your vernacular, the range of the words that you use, and being from where I'm from, College Park, Atlanta, Georgia, it's certain things that, bro, I'm around folks that don't care if they're around the president of the United States. They gonna still, speak how they speak. Yeah. So I see it on both sides. It's just my challenge to everybody is just be aware.
Yeah.
There's a time and a place for everything. The great book says that, but at the same time, if you're in a dynamic, I had a college weight room or strength coach that had checked a black player for saying, hey, if you don't want me to say that word, you can't say it either. And as soon as he said it, it was just like he seen a ghost. He was like, what do you want me to say? It's like, no, you can't say it. He's like, for sure, but I don't feel comfortable with you saying that. And it just gives different perspective. Yeah. I'm not here to say that nobody should say it because I'm guilty of saying the word earlier, you know what I'm saying? So it just comes at a point where we have to empathize of what the feeling is on all sides, not just through a black lens.
Yeah, I'll deal with some people who will be like, oh, well, they say it in music all the time. They say it all the time. And, they clearly don't understand the weight of the word. And it is absolutely different if a black person is saying it versus a non-black person. It's like, kind of like, to a much lesser extent, but kind of like, if a girl calls another girl a bitch, it's like, well, you ain't call, or like how on the block, bitch. But we don't mean it like in a derogatory term. Even if I'm calling you, bitch, hey, pass me this cigar, bitch. Yeah. It's like a word for bro.
Yeah.
We don't mean it in a derogatory way.
Bro.
But it's different if we call each other that and someone else is like, hey, bitch, such and such. It's like, what'd you say?
For sure. I think black people use the N-word as a term of endearment. It sounds toxic, but it just is what it is. We always turn, our pain into a positive. And it's almost like, I can call him that or I can call her that, but you can't. It's like, I hear my children, they got their own room, the playroom. And what goes on in the playroom stays in the playroom.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And it's like
I know that. I know.
You know,
I see. I hear my man playing the game like, man, what you say?
It's one of them things that they're building that trust and unity.
Yeah.
That one of my sons is conscientious of his size. You know, you fat. Shut up, man. Stop calling me fat.
Yeah.
And then another one, he's not fat. You know, another one, man, you short. That's why I'm taller.
Yeah.
And then if they leave that house and then they go out and somebody says that to them, that group now feels loyal to say, no. Don't get too comfortable because that's our relationship. That's not your relationship. It's hot. Summer is still here, but you can tell it's moving fast. You start looking at the calendar, thinking, I need one more trip, one more cookout, one more day by the water before it's all over. That's why I love Macy's. Whether you're grabbing a fresh fit, a new carry-on for your weekend trip, some shades, sunglasses, anything you may need to host one last cookout, you can get it all in one place. And if you're already starting to think about what's next, and you got a lot of kids, some kids, one kid, like me, you're ready for back to school. Whatever your next move is, Macy's makes the transition easy. From finishing summer strong, then rolling into the next season looking even better. You feel what I'm saying? So it's an endearment thing, and I know exactly what you're referring to.
Sometimes people will say, oh, you got the N-word pass. Oh, Power, I'm gonna give you the N-word pass or something like that. Or hey, how's it feel to, you got the N-word pass? I don't know. I ain't never said it. So I don't know how it feel. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I've always, that's part of the, the superpower of it is, respecting the boundaries of, people call me the N-word all the time, and I don't feel no way. I mean, I grew up in a culture where people say it all the time. But if I was to say it, even, me and you might be best friends or whatever, you might call me that all the time. But if I was to say it, you immediately gonna look at me different, like, it don't hit the same if certain people say it. And, I don't know. I don't want to let my mama down. That's the number one reason why you'll never hear me say that. If somebody ever say that, I remember one time, my homegirl, Annie Sue Walker, she was black, but growing up in kindergarten, first grade, I remember one time.
Annie Sue?
Yeah. Jeez. That's a hell of a name.
That is.
That's probably why I never forgot. But I remember one time she thought I called her the N-word, and I was like, no, I didn't, because I never used it in my life, so I couldn't have called you that. She was like, you called me that. And I was, no, I did. What are you talking about? I never said that. And but it's one of those things. It's like I say, I never had the desire to wanna say it.
Yeah. Man, I had to unlearn this idea that if I kept putting stuff on my hair, that it would automatically grow. I was doing what I thought I knew to do, but I was not paying attention to what my hair actually needed. And when you're trying to keep that length, breakage will have you feeling like your hair is playing games with you. And that right there is the main reason why I love Baskin Lather. I've been using their products, and I've been seeing more growth and length. The stimulating scalp and hair balm helps nourish and hydrate textured hair, while the hydrating hair mist keeps it soft and moisturized. It's Black-owned, family-operated, and they actually understand textured hair. So if you're trying to get your hair right, stop guessing and give it what it needs. Explore viral bestsellers and products of healthier hair of all types from Baskin Lather. Go to BaskinLatherCo.com and use code FunkyFriday for 20% off. That's 20% off at BaskinLatherCo.com. Code FunkyFriday.